How's it going, everybody? This is Tyler Driver. Hope you're having another great day, and welcome back to another video. Okay, so today I'm going to be talking a little bit about Disability Pride Month. Now, obviously we all know that there's LGBTQ Pride Month. However, that was only last month. This one is actually pretty new to me because I only just recently found out about this for the first time just recently. So, based on what I learned, I'm going to talk a little bit about what it is, why it's important, and why I think it's important to recognize people with disabilities nationwide. So, this discussion is going to be all about Disability Pride Month. Now, obviously, as all of you know, I have been diagnosed with autism since I was 18 months old. I struggled with communication along with being able to make a whole lot of friends and also, just getting through school and life as well. And honestly, it took a lot for me to be able to get to where I am now, where I'm working at my job at New Jersey Symphony. But it really took a lot of help from disability services and a lot of support from my friends and family as well. And really, a lot of that support really builds into this particular month, which is where we're in the middle of right now. And so speaking of Disability Pride Month, what it is, based on what I've learned lately, is that this is a month in which we celebrate people with both intellectual and developmental disabilities, along with those with physical disabilities as well. Now, these people, just like with other people sometimes, they are also disadvantaged because of their disabilities. They struggle to be able to find ways to be able to succeed in life and also, just be a part of a normal society as well. And as a result, some people, they're forced to live in group homes. Some people are really struggling with being able to build a social life, and a lot of them are struggling to be able to find jobs and may even have a little loneliness because they don't have too many friends as a result of their disabilities as well. I don't think that's right personally, and this is a month in which we are able to shed light on that. Those that are struggling to be able to succeed, give a light of hope to support them and hopefully be able to help them with getting to where they need to get to now and really bring them the happy life that they deserve. And it's a major significance as well because it falls on the month in which the Americans with Disabilities Act was passed, which was back in July 26, 1990. In fact, there were a bunch of disability activists that marched to Washington, D.C. that day to really demand the passing of the ADA. And trust me, a lot of the people with disabilities like me, they would not be where they are at today now if it wasn't for the Americans with Disabilities Act. Of course, there are still a lot of issues that are taking place. A lot of people with intellectual disabilities like me, I mentioned in one of my previous videos back a year ago, almost 85% of those with intellectual disabilities like autism, they are still struggling to find full-time work. Plus, not only that, a large number of that, including that 85% of people, they also struggle with being able to build friendships as well, be able to build social communication that can help them with navigating through life as well. And of course, a whole bunch of the other issues is also involved around independent living, whether or not they'll be able to live a normal life as a result of that, or whether or not they'll be able to handle their finances and a whole bunch of other stuff as well. There are a bunch of very common things that people with disabilities struggle with a lot more than regular people without a disability usually do. But over the years, we have seen a lot of advancements to be able to help those with disabilities to be able to succeed in life, get through school, get a good paying job, and really just have a happy life. There are a lot of services that are happening in school. In fact, I actually had IED services during my time in school, which we would have check-ins, even speech therapy as well. Just talk a little bit about, what I'm struggling with at school if I'm having trouble there, and also, just have a little bit of a discussion about where I think I'm progressing so far, so maybe even have a few talks in regards to, like what I can do to improve my standing, and also, just find a way to be able to build friendships and just get more involved as well. And I feel like that helped me out throughout my time in school because it really helped me progress to being an adult and where I am right now, especially once I transitioned out of high school and into college. Now, of course, the problem is once you start transitioning into college, a lot of services that you had as a kid, they start to disappear when you're an adult. And so obviously it becomes a lot harder to be able to find that support system to be able to really navigate life. But there are still lots of services that colleges have as well. They have disability services there. They also have a bunch of clubs and activities for those with disabilities to get involved in as well. And just a whole bunch of programs and clubs as well. Not only that, they have tutoring sessions as well. So that way, not only students can be able to navigate through school as well, also learn very valuable lessons as well. So that way they can carry that over for once they graduate college and head into the adult world. And then once we head into the adult world, obviously, some people that are struggling to find jobs, there are of course social security benefits, like for example, disability benefits for those that are struggling to find work. That's definitely a good way for those to be able to live independently if they are struggling to find a job. At least that's a temporary source. But at the same time, there are also a whole bunch of disability services as well. Like for example, where I'm at Best Buddies, which of course has this jobs program. Of course, that was what allowed me to be able to find my job with the New Jersey Symphony. I was able to get it through my jobs program, and I really owe it to them every single day for all of that. And not only that, there are also friendship programs as well. Being able to connect one-on-one with somebody and really just develop friendships as well. And there are a whole bunch of other disability services as well. Even for those that are in kindergarten all the way through K-12 as well. Just giving them the social skills that they need to be able to learn about how to be an independent adult, and just a whole bunch of other disability services that have been able to help people with disabilities to be able to learn a little bit more about themselves and their disability and just succeed in life in general. But there are still a whole bunch of challenges that are still out there for people with disabilities, especially with developmental, intellectual, and physical disabilities. But again, obviously every single year, more and more of a light is being shined on this. And so, I feel like that is important to bring up the Disability Pride Month, because I do feel like that it really shines a light on those with disabilities for 3 reasons. The first one of them is that it helps people with disabilities be more proud of themselves. Obviously it's really tough to be able to succeed in life when you have a disability, whether it's a physical ailment or even a developmental or neurological disorder like the one I have in autism. A lot of people that have a disability like me, they tend to struggle because they feel really lonely, and also, they just struggle to be able to get through life as well. But obviously we have a support system. We have our friends, we have our families, and whenever we're at work as well, we also have our colleagues, which I'm proud to have as well at the Symphony. That is a major support system that is there for you to be able to help somebody with a disability be able to get through life. And I'm proud to have that support system. And I feel like that those that need that support system really need to be given the services that they need to be able to get through life, as well as, at your job and also at home as well. It's hard to be able to find services for those with disabilities to help feel a little more proud of themselves and really give them that support system to know that they can still succeed. And obviously, I feel like that, with more of those, more and more people will feel that a lot happier about themselves and really ignore those that say they can't make it into this point. Heck, I was told that I wouldn't be able to make it at the job that I'm in right now, but here I am, obviously, and it's really because of that support system that I have. So, having a support system is really important. And so because of that, it really allows people with disabilities to feel a lot more proud of themselves in general. The second reason is that it bridges a gap as well. Obviously, as we all know, those without disability, they usually have a lot more success in life than those with a disability. Those with disabilities, they tend to be at a disadvantage because it really puts them back with being able to learn the necessary skills like independent living, finances, finding a job, or even building social skills. All of that, they struggle a lot more because of a disability. But with the services that I've mentioned, we're able to bridge that gap and really just, bring everybody together as well. Help people with disabilities be able to align themselves with those without disability and really just bring in a whole community. There's a whole community of people with disabilities that really are just as capable of being able to live a successful life, just like their counterparts without disability do. And I really feel like that, bridging that gap helps bring everybody together. Because without those services, it is a lot harder for those with disabilities to be able to catch up with their particular counterparts. And so, while people with disabilities can be able to succeed, they really need a major support system and also a whole lot of help with services and as many people that are friends with them as possible to be able to get to where they are at now. And so really, it's important that we bridge that gap and help everybody come together so that way people with disabilities get the same equal amount of treatment like everybody else does. Finally, I think the most important reason as to why I think Disability Pride Month is important is that it gives people with disabilities hope. It really gives them that chance to know that they are not alone and that they can still succeed in life, and really just gives them the hope to be able to get up and to be able to find a way to be able to prove everybody wrong, whether it's to get that job of their dreams or really get the home of their dreams and really just be happy. It is very hard to be able to live a successful life with a disability in today's society. I mean, there are still a lot of factors today that can really keep a person with disabilities down. But still, bringing them the hope that they need, that allows them to feel more confident in themselves. Trust me, back in the day, I really didn't feel a whole lot of confidence in myself that I would be able to really prove my doubts wrong, and also to be able to get to where I'm at now. But again, that support system, that's really important, because that was what allowed me to be able to get through school. It allowed me to get through college, and it allowed me throughout those 7 months in which I was struggling to be able to find a job, to be able to get that job, so that way I can get a good amount of money, and also, just really make new friends and really enjoy the life that I have right now. But there are still a lot of people that are really struggling to be able to get to where they're at now. Like I said before, there are a large number of people with autism that still don't have full-time employment around this time at their age, and also a whole lot of people with disabilities that feel very, very lonely, all because of their particular disability. They feel hopeless sometimes, and really they need somebody there to be able to carry them all the way to the very end of that tunnel, so that way they know that there is still a bright future ahead of them, and that they can succeed with a little bit of hope and a little bit of courage. It is not easy, but everybody knows that people with disabilities can succeed. They just need a little bit of help to be able to get there. And so I feel like that giving them that support system that they need to be able to get there, it gives them that hope that they need to be able to not only get to where they are at now, but also really just have a lot of fun as well, and just really have a great time in doing so. It really goes back to when I was speaking at the Best Buddies New Jersey Gala back 2 years ago in 2021 for the first time, where I shared my story in regards to, like how I was able to make it to this point in my life. And I want to bring a little bit of that to you. My moral story here is that be there for somebody that is in need. Be there for those that have a disability, whether it's a physical or a developmental disability like me, and give them the hope that they need. Because these are people, they are struggling to be able to get to where they're at now a lot more than those without a disability. And these are people that are just as capable of getting there. They just need the right amount of support and the enough amount of services to be able to get there. Because who knows what the world's going to be like tomorrow. I mean, obviously it may be great one day, but then a few days down the line, things will go very, very south. And that can be what could happen to somebody with a disability if they do not have that support system. And that's why Disability Pride Month is important, to celebrate those with disabilities and give them the pride, the courage, and the hope they need to know that they are not alone. And that's why I feel very proud that we have this particular month now, because hey, people with disabilities, they're just like everybody else. They have a lot of hope. They're also very proud of who they are, and more importantly, they too, just like everybody else, can succeed at life. And so that's going to do it for this video. I just felt like I want to talk about this because this is something that I only learned for the first time this month, and it's just great that we have a month that we shine a light on those with disabilities to show that they are just as important in this world like everybody else is. And so I want to talk to you. What do you think about Disability Pride Month in general, and what do you think that we can do more of to help people with disabilities succeed in life in general? Feel free to let me know down in the comments below, and I'll be more interested in hearing your opinions about it. Anyways, that's going to do it for this video. I hope you all enjoyed it. As always, if you'd like to see more of my content, be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you know when my latest video is released. Comment below for future suggestions for all my videos, whether it's blogs, projects, or challenges, you name it, leave it in the comments below and I'll do my best to make them. As always, follow me on my social media. All the links are in the description below. That's going to do it for this video. I hope you're having another great day. As always, I hope to see all you again in another video very soon. So long, everybody.